let's start off with Disney and the new Ironheart trailer. It is
Yes.
very freaking exciting. Some of the trailers and some of the posters, I should say, look a little thriller-esque,
Yeah.
right? Look a
Yeah.
little darker tone than kind of what we're normal to with like the bright colors that come out of Marvel. Of course, we got some darker tones with the new Daredevil series that just came out a couple months ago. But this one, it seems to be kind of following in the Daredevil steps.
It definitely seems like they're playing it as the street level stuff that they talk about with the television shows because in the comic books, fascinating, I'm gonna go geek. It's a bright pinkish yellow colorful costume. That is clearly not the case when you see the full armor that in this trailer. And what I really like is, I mean, right away, like the first thing in the trailer, she goes into an elevator and he's like, yeah, you got to figure that out or you're dead. You're going to die. And she's like, fuck that. And like, so it's very dark. It was like this guy wants to work with her, but the test is he's going to kill her if she can't prove she's a genius. So twisted. I kind of like it, right? If that's the first thing you see in the trailer, you know it's going to be pretty good. And I think they're going to do a lot of, in my opinion, it seemed very similar, and I'm with you on the Daredevil front in the sense that, like towards the end of the trailer when he says, to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do and cross lines you don't want to cross. Are you willing to do that? And then they show him like breaking into a bank or like, so I guess so it's clearly going to go that route, where like Matt is always questioning whether he should be a badass or like still be a good, I think. And if that's the case, I'm really excited about this. I've always liked the character of Riri. I think it's a unique and interesting character. I like how they're staying sort of completely away from Iron Man. And so yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, and I mean to bring you guys back to when we first announced this show was happening. It was 2020, December of 2020 when they
Yeah.
first announced that this series was moving forward. And then it was 2022 when we first saw Dominic Thorne as Riri Williams in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So man, we've been waiting on this for like 5 freaking years, and then we've made some casting announcements, of course, like the one and only Anthony Ramos, who is anywhere and everywhere right now when it
Sure.
comes to huge blockbuster movies or musicals that you can see on Broadway or
That's right.
traveling the country. In Hamilton, of course. But it does definitely look like he's going to take like a darker approach. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but he definitely looks like the main villain in this
No,
series.
yeah, he's definitely being played up as the main villain. I think in the comic books he's more of a anti-hero, like does bad things but for the right reasons kind of a thing, which I sort of see in this trailer. Like he's wanting to help her be a hero, but he's willing to break laws to do it, kind of a thing. So if they go the anti-hero route with it, I like it. And seeing Ramos play something dark, which we don't normally get to see a lot of, that's going to be really interesting. That's going to be really cool. The other thing though, like I'm glad you brought up the when it was first announced, and then even how long ago it was when we saw her in Wakanda Forever, because are they going to address the fact that she looks much older, even though she even references in the trailer her internship in Wakanda as if it was just something recent, but it was fucking 4 years ago, and she looks a bit different. So, and they can't use the blip as an excuse, that 5 year thing, because Wakanda took place after the blip, so they can't use that. So I'm just wondering, is this going to be something we're all supposed to watch and just wink, wink, nudge, nudge, forget? Like, no, she looks fine. Or are we going to make some sort of a crack joke that she looks a little older? Or I'm just curious because it's undeniable that she's a wee bit older than when we
Just a little
last saw
bit,
her.
yeah. And I mean, per the official synopsis, I guess, for the series, it is set after the events of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Ironheart pits technology against magic when Riri is determined to make her mark on the world.
Yes.
Returns to her hometown of Chicago. Her unique take on building iron suits is absolutely brilliant, but in pursuit of her ambitions, she finds herself wrapped up with a mysterious yet charming Parker Robbins, aka the Hood, played by Anthony Ramos. So that definitely gives like a mentor turned evil villain type of vibe, right? Kind of like a Green Goblin type of thing. Because I mean,
Absolutely.
I was waiting on that with the new animated Spider-Man show for Oswald to turn bad, but I mean, we never really got that.
But
So yeah,
clearly set up though. Well, we
yeah,
think it's coming. Yeah. Well, and I'm wondering
exactly.
too if they're going to go the route because there's been a couple of different versions of the Hood in the comic books, but I'm wondering if maybe he is like a good guy, but every time he uses the hood, there's some sort of like thing that kind of like dements him a little bit, kind of like they did do with Green Goblin. It's like he wasn't always bad, but this thing makes him twisted and kind of fucks with his mind, and so he starts to do bad things. That'd be interesting.